welcome back, guys. It's your girl Mac, the beauty mom boss. If this is your first time here, then it's just welcome. Thank you for joining me today or this evening. Y'all excuse my appearance if I look tired. I actually really am exhausted. I'm 40 weeks pregnant today. Today is my due date, and guess what? She's still in there. Your due date is just a guesstimate of when the baby should be here, going by like growth scans or your last menstrual period. My first due date was like February 11th, and then I went to my anatomy scan and it got pushed up to January 22nd. So here we are on January 22nd, and she's still in there, although I am having a lot of labor pains. I can tell that my body is getting ready. Like, I can feel my pelvis bones like moving and shifting. I can feel her pushing down a little more. I can feel a lot of pressure, but I have not lost my mucus plug, and I usually don't lose it until like a week prior to going into labor, or like a couple weeks leading into labor. I start losing pieces of it. About 2 weeks ago, I started losing like very minute amounts, nowhere near what I've noticed losing in the past, and I haven't lost anything since. Like, I was losing it for about 2 or 3 days, like very small amounts, and I haven't lost anything yet anymore. So here we are at 40 weeks, waiting, still playing the waiting game. It's very late. Oh, it's not very late. It's like 1 o'clock a.m. on the 23rd now, and I have my baby behind me asleep, my 1-year-old. So I'm gonna try to do this quietly as possible, but it's just me in here. My husband is in the living room playing the Xbox, so we should be able to get done. If you see me bouncing a little bit, it's because I am on my birthing ball or my yoga ball. To me, it's the same thing, and I'm trying to bring baby down. This will be my 7th baby, and I am actually tired of being pregnant. It is the truth. I don't feel bad about it. This will be my 7th one, my 6th pregnancy, because I have a set of twins. My oldest is 8, and my youngest will be a newborn when she gets here, but right now he just turned 1 on Monday. So yeah, I'm tired, y'all. I'm so tired, and it feels like I'm not getting any sleep between constantly having kids, having young children, homeschooling, being pregnant, being a stay-at-home mom. It's just like I'm exhausted. I love it, don't get me wrong, but you know, mama needs a break sometimes, and if I'm being honest, I just don't want to be pregnant again. They are blessings. They really, really are. I just do not want to do this again. Because I really do want to enjoy my children while they're young. You all might have heard me say that before, and it is the God honest truth. My oldest is getting so big on me. He's only 8, but he'll be 9 this year, and then the following year he'll be 10. You know what I mean? So it's just like they're getting so big, and I want to still enjoy them while they want to cuddle, while they want to hug and draw me pictures and things like that, before they get into that stage where they're like, "Oh, mom, get away from me. I don't want to do anything besides play Xbox," which is the stage we're entering. So without further ado, before I just ramble, what we're gonna do, I'm going to show you guys what I have in my home birth kit, what's in my what I got ready for postpartum prep, what I got for the baby thus far. Having so many children, I've learned to downsize. I know that they don't need that much stuff as newborns. The essentials. They need to be loved, they need to be clothed, they need to be fed. Boom, that's it. All the extra stuff, all the bells and whistles that we waste our money on is, you know, I have too many to be like hoarding that type of stuff. And my kids, I have all boys except one girl. She'll be the second girl, and they tear things up, so there's no use for me to be hoarding that type of stuff, and then 1, I don't need it, 2, I don't use it, or 3, they break it, and then that's a waste of money. So I'm just gonna go through stuff, not in any particular order, because I had it situated But alas, my children have been in here. They've been plundering. They go through things. And yeah. So without further ado, let's get to the kit. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is in this nice big box here. This is kind of like my postpartum box. Just some things I have set aside for postpartum care. The first thing I have here is some Mother's Life tea. This is a postpartum herbal bath. What you do with this is you basically make a tea out of it, and you can put it in a perinatal bottle. Anyway, you put it in one of them little squeeze bottles that you use to clean yourself down there, and it helps with healing. You can also like soak your pads in it if you're making like some padsicles. You can soak some in hot water and sit in the water, like use it for like a yoni steam. And yeah, it just has some good healing herbs and things in it, like shepherd's purse, comfrey leaf, lavender, chamomile, calendula. Yeah. So this is my Mother's Life tea. I'm not sure if you can drink this, but I definitely know it's for like healing your vajayjay, your vaginal area. The next thing I have here is a waist trainer for postpartum. This is not my actual maternity postpartum band, my belly band. This is something I ordered off of Amazon for like $16.99, and it's supposed to, I didn't know it was a waist trainer. I thought it was a postpartum belly band, but it might do the same thing. We'll see. It's got very little stretch, but it's used to keep your stuff, not your stuff, after birth, when things are loose and you're like healing and you want things to like go back to their place without hanging out all over. You put on a postpartum belly band to kind of keep things tight and right and in place while you're healing. Kind of helps with your posture as well. If they do not give you, even though this is not the one I'm getting will be here probably like Monday or Tuesday, but even if, whether you're having a home birth or not, at the hospital, request one. They usually only give them to women who have C-sections, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to get one, period, whether you're having a C-section or not. The next thing in my little postpartum kit is Depends. I believe these are size large because I have a big butt. But these are just some Depends postpartum undies. You can order postpartum underwear, but Depends or those type of pads work just as well. You'll get some of these in the hospital if you're having a hospital birth, but if you're planning on having a home birth, this is something that you need to have on hand. They are comfortable. I love them for leaks, for blood. I recommend. I think I only have a pack right now, and once she gets here, I'll order, or I'll have my husband go get me some more. But this is just like my starter kit. Also in my little postpartum kit, or my burden kit, again, this is my postpartum stuff, and it's not really a lot of stuff in here actually. Besides mine Depends, I have pads, extra large, overnight, size 5, generic pads, needed because after birth you're gonna bleed, stuff is gonna come out. You need your pads to be disposable. You don't want to keep hold on to that stuff. So that's that. This is good to keep in the bathroom, especially with the pads and stuff in it. I like this because I can carry it. It has handles on it. Another thing I have in my little postpartum thing, like my little snack pack. I don't know why I have it here. It would just fit comfortably in this little box. But these are my mother's milk cookies. It's not mother's milk. These are milk makers that I get from Walmart. lactation cookie bites, and I love them. I love them. I love them. Even if it's just for a snack, I love them. But because they are supposed to help with lactation, that's an extra plus. So I have a pack of these that I caught on sale at Walmart. I've got a Perry bottle floating around somewhere, but it's in my actual home birth kit. I didn't sit it with my postpartum stuff, which I probably should have. But all of this is part of my home birth kit. This is just what I'm using postpartum wise. So that's that. I've got some socks here because I like my feet to be warm. So I've got some socks that I threw in my little kit that I haven't worn yet. I like to have fresh new things hanging around. So I've got some socks in my kit. A must. You don't want to go slipping around with a new baby in your arms. Socks. So this is just a raggedy sheet. This is for underneath the birthing pool. Water is going to get everywhere. We don't have any carpet. So to keep people from slipping around, just this old sheet that I use, I usually use to let the paint on. So I have an old sheet. You want this either under your birthing pool or on your bed for where you're giving birth, because you don't want to mess up your bed. Now, as far as my bed is concerned, I do have my favorite pair of sheets for after the birth. These are my favorite sheets. They're not terry cloth, but they're like jersey cotton. I love them. My favorite sheets. I know, they aren't all that, but I love them. So after the birth, these will go on my bed. They'll probably be on my bed anyway, and the plastic will be on top of that, and then the birthing pads will be on top of that to protect my sheets. So I have a fitted sheet and a pillowcase for my bed, or where I'm going to be laying. I'm not sure if I'm going to be in my room this go round. With Jawan, I birthed in the bedroom. It was my favorite place to be, so I was basically in the bed for 3 days. But with Jalea, we are birthing. We're going to put the pool in the living room this time, since the kids have broken all of our TVs since, and we are down to the one. So we're going to put the birthing pool in the living room this time, and we have a sectional couch that's kind of like a lounger, and that's my favorite place to sit right now. So I'm thinking after the birth, it's big enough, it's kind of like a little bed area. So I'm thinking after the birth, that's where I'm going to set up right there on that little lounger, and I can make it with sheets and pillows and things like that. Anyway, so yeah, make sure you have sheets, fresh, clean sheets, no matter where you plan on posting up, so you can make your area comfortable. I've got a few of these pads in different sizes. Some of them are thick, some of them are thin. And these are the pads that I was talking about going on my bed or wherever I plan on birthing if I don't birth in the pool. So the way it's going to go is good sheets. Sorry. It's going to go good sheets, shower liner, bad sheet, and then pads. These are not the dog pads, but I do understand that some people, to save money, just go grab the dog pads, because it's basically just to absorb the blood, to catch anything that comes out, the blood, the liquid, or whatever. Same thing they do in the hospital, when you're giving birth, they have this down under you, as well as this big thick pad here. And then when everything is done and they're cleaned up, they just wrap it all up and put it in trash bags. So your home birth is not necessarily to simulate the hospital birth at home, but you want to be able to clean up as swiftly as possible. So in that regards, we do kind of set up the same way. We have your bed sheets, 3 or 4 sheets like they would have in the hospital. You have these pads down. You have this thick washable pad down. I can't remember what it's called. See, I got like 20 of these, some thin, some thick, and I only have 2 of these. I think but I have these left from my last home birth with Juwan, which was just last year. And I think I only used 1, maybe 2. So I think I have these 2 left. Also, I've already showed you the shower liner. You should get 2 of these. 1 to go underneath the birthing pool to protect your floor, your carpet, and 1 to go over the bed. Okay. Now this, I don't have the actual birthing pool. I'm renting it from my midwife, so she'll bring it with her when I go into labor. But I did have to buy the Oasis liner. So this is the Oasis large generic pool liner. I hope this is the right one because I'm not sure if it's a large pool or not. I can't remember. She told me, and I just, as I was ordering the stuff, I just kind of clicked on it because I saw Oasis. Anyway, you have to have a liner. If you don't have your own birthing pool, you need a liner. You don't want to birth in a pool where someone else has given birth. You see little man waking up back there? You don't want to, that's kind of unsanitary. You want to be able to birth in a nice sterile environment. So that's what this provides. And then once you finish, you'll drain the water, wrap this up, it goes in the trash. It's just, I want to say it's plastic, but it's vinyl. Maybe it's plastic too. But it says that it fits large inflatable pools by La Bassine Maxi regular birth or the regular birth pool in a box. And you're supposed to allow the liner to warm to room temperature, then unfold it and spread it open in the pool, drape it over the top and down the outside of the pool, and add water. The water will smooth the liner out. That's how you're supposed to do that. Now, it is totally possible to birth in a regular plastic pool. It's actually what I wanted to do. That was my total plan, because I just felt like, okay, well, if I could probably get multiple uses out of a pool. I have kids, and instead of like going to the beach all the time, when it's summertime, we have a nice backyard. We could blow up a pool and put it in the backyard. If I go ahead and buy a pool and use it to birth in, I can just clean it out and it goes to the back for the kids to play in. Those are my thoughts, but for whatever reason, I just did not take that route. But it's totally okay to do so. Your midwife may tell you that it's not, and maybe that's her preference. I suggest, if you're thinking about doing that, you do the research, you talk to her about it, and y'all come to a decision amicably. But I have saw on YouTube plenty of home births where ladies birth in their bathtubs, where they birth in a birthing pool, where they birth in swimming pools, like a regular inflatable pool that you would just have in your backyard, or they bought their own birthing pool so they didn't have a liner in it. It's your birth, it's your body, it's your baby. That sounds generic, but it's the truth. So no one can really force you to do anything you don't want to do, and I always recommend that you do your own research. Okay, so that's that. Showed you guys the past. Now my midwife has a birthing kit online at In His Hand Birthing Supply, I believe the name is. I'll put the name down here somewhere, and I'll link it in the description box. And a lot of the stuff that I do have, as far as like I don't want to call them doggy pads, but that's what they look like. As far as those little absorbable pads, the thick pads, the pool liner, and some other things, all came in her birthing kit from In His Hands Birthing Supply. Now, In His Hands Birthing Supply, they whether your midwife has a kit on there or not, maybe she doesn't have a kit for you to purchase, maybe she brings her own stuff and you just want to grab some things, they have a lot of things that you need for a happy, healthy home birth. They have essential oils, they have herbs, they have liners, anything that you need. Okay, so if you're looking into home birth, looking into like getting your own kit together, trying to gather all your things, check on there and see if there's some things that you might like, some things that you might leave. It's affordable. I believe my Midwife's home birth kit was only like $50, $75, $50, and like I could add things, I could take things off if I still had things, or if I had already bought my own things. So it's very user friendly. My Midwife's kit as well, she had me grab some gloves, so I have like 5 pairs of gloves, right, sterile gloves, but I also have some like 3 pairs of single use gloves, not single use, like single gloves. So like these have 2 gloves in it, see, 1 pair, you see the 2 hands there, but this one only has 1 glove in it. You see it there? It's just 1 glove. So I have both those. And this is stuff that she'll be using, but I had to buy. Also, I have this here, the little nasal syringe, and this here is like the measuring tape to measure the circumference of his head or her head. Also petroleum jelly. This isn't for the eyes. I don't do the vitamin K, and I'm not sure if this is for the umbilical cord or what. I don't know why, but that's what that is. And then also we have some arnica gel. Arnica gel. Arnica oil. I've had this since I had Joanne's kit. It has St. John's wort in it, and it is for trauma to tissues and nerves from bruises, strains, sprains, stretches, and other closed skin injuries. You should apply externally to problem areas several times a day. So you can add this like to your perineal area if you have a tear, or just like use it to like massage, even if you don't have a tear, just to kind of like massage it and help things heal. So this is good to have along with like some olive oil. There's a thing prior to labor, like where you massage your, is it your perineum, to kind of so it won't tear, right? But after birth, whether you tear or not, it might be good to massage it still to help it heal using healing oils like this one. Stuff tucked right in here, so when it's time for the birth and I'm setting up the living room, or my husband and I are setting up the living room, I could just, instead of like trying to grab things one by one, I'll just take this out and sit it on the couch or somewhere nearby for her to get to it, or for us to get to it, and that's easy access. I don't have like, it's not sitting around in bags or anything like that, but it's easy access to get to it, to set up and get things we need. Now for Jalea, before I go to like what I have for her specifically, I also made some padsicles. If you aren't sure what those are, and if you're interested in finding out, like wanting a video on how I made those, what they're for, just like leave me a comment below and let me know, hey, what's a padsicle? Can you help me with that? And I'll be glad to do a video on that. But basically, in a nutshell, is basic. After birth, you're sore. The hospital is going to give you like this icy hot pad that you crack and it gets cold, right? To put in your panties, and it's to help with the healing, right? And they're also going to give you some like some spray. some antibacterial spray so you don't have to wipe and things like that. The padsicles is basically a homemade icy hot pad. So it has aloe vera gel on it, witch hazel, as well as some healing essential oils like lavender, as well as rosemary or tea tree, chamomile, just to kind of like help with the healing process of your bottom area. Is good for your vagina, but it's also good for hemorrhoids as well, especially if you're using those extra long overnight pads. So I made some of those. I also made my own Tux pads. If you don't know what a Tux pads is, those are great for hemorrhoids. I just used these right here, these cotton rounds, and I put them in a container like this full of witch hazel and some essential oils, and then those are in the freezer as well. So my padsicles and my Tux pads, or they're not Tux pads, my personal imitation Tux pads are in the freezer, and I used, I think, mint and tea tree with those to kind of get that cooling effect that I wanted from them. So if you are interested, again, let me pep it up. If you're interested, once again, on finding out like how to make those or what you can use, just shoot me a comment below and we'll make that happen. Now, for baby girl, it's important when you buy things for a newborn. Not, I don't want to say not all the time, because starting with my third kid, I stopped doing things completely by the book. I stopped washing everything like as soon as I put it on him, or like right before I put it on him. I stopped buying things like beds and strollers and things like that, because if I'm not going anywhere or if I don't have a lot of room to put it, then I'm not gonna buy it. I stopped buying like so many clothes, so many blankets, and like things that they don't need or just take up space. Because when I had Josiah, we were living in an RV, so I really had to learn how to downsize and be a minimalist. And I found out as our family grew and funds started to get tighter, like that's a smart way to be for us anyway. Probably smart for anybody if you don't have a lot of money, but it was just smart, because why spend money on things that you don't need, right? But when you go to the store, wash your baby's clothes. If you don't, there's probably really no harm, but maybe there is. So just to be on the safe side, wash their clothes before you put them on them. I have clothes for her that I have washed. I have a few things that I haven't washed and they're still in the bag. So yeah, that's that. Now, for her specifically, I only got I got her some sheets or some receiving blankets, and I'm gonna use this for like her bassinet. Once I get it set up, I got a pack and play with the bassinet, so that's where she'll sleep for a time. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. I've co-slept with all my kids. As you can see, my 1-year-old is in the bed. They've all slept with me until they got to a point until another baby came, but now they still all sleep with me. Like, they have their own rooms, they have their own beds, but in the middle of the night, at some point in time, they are going to come in here, except my older two. They'll only come in here if they have an accident or they get scared by something, have a bad dream. But other than that, the other three, besides Jawan, so that'll be Bubby, Bear, Bella, they're going to come in here at some point between 2 and 4 a.m. I just, instead of fighting them and trying to get up and take them back to bed, because I am 40 weeks pregnant, I just scoot over.
Go on.
So some things that didn't show for my kit that I just found was some other things that were in my home birth kit for my midwife. I got his lullabies on, so that's what you hear in the background. We have a scalpel, 2 umbilical cord clips, and this is like a little arm cot, a small finger cot with an attached hook. This is so she can break my water if need be, which she will. My water never breaks on its own. So again, all that stuff goes in that little thing, in that little tote, and when we're setting up, I'll just have it all sitting there ready to be used. What's the matter? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 receiving blankets. I'm gonna use as sheets in her pack and play bassinet, which is where I expect for her to sleep when I can't get to her because I have Jerron in my arms. But like I was saying before he woke up, all my kids have co-slept. I don't expect for her to be any different. It's just what I've done. I've breastfed all of them for the most part, at least for the first 3 months, except for Javante, because he was in hospital for the first 2.5 months of his life. But I still, like, just as a mom having a new baby, some people think it's unhealthy. It is a hard habit to break, especially when they get older. They're used to sleeping with you. They're used to your warmth, your scent. But I've co-slept. That's what I've done. He still sleeps with me, obviously. And if I'm not laying there, it's a tough thing, because if I get up and I move, everybody moves. It's like they can tell that I'm nowhere near them. Like my presence has shifted, and so now everybody gets up and try to figure out where am I. If I was sleeping on the couch, they come lay with me on the couch. And if I get up and move to the bed, guess what? They all migrate. Anyhow, but those are her sheets. I got 10 sheets for her. We have her own personal baby blanket. All my kids have a blanket. Do they all still use it? Maybe, maybe not. But they all have their own special blanket for when they were born. And this is hers. You got her some socks, and then just a few outfits with some hats. Just a few outfits with hats to go with them. This is her newborn outfit for pictures. It's cold, so it's long sleeves, and it has a cute little hat. For my girls, I like for them to have hats with bows, or headbands, or scarves. I want to call them bonnets. Excuse me. Turbans for my girls, because I do like for their hair to be covered. I'm not the best with hair, but just for little ladies. What's the matter? Baba? Look at your face. Look at how sleepy you is. Yeah. Come on. Lay down. Some socks and things. I also got her. This is my bag that I got from the other day. I'm sorry. They got some more onesies in it from Walmart. Some onesies. I do believe in stacking up on socks, because all my kids lose their socks. All of them. It's just inevitable. I buy socks like once a month, and by the time the next one comes, they need more socks. So I did get her some more socks, and I got her this cute little stuffed animal, right? Your little cute little pink elephant. Just because I've never, I have a daughter. She's a twin, but I've never had a daughter by herself. And this pregnancy has been very, not emotional, just crazy. Excuse me. And emotional. I've been super emotional. And so I'm excited. I'm excited for her to be here. I also got her like some pacifiers, some body wash, like some Dove body wash kit, which I may not even use for her, because her first month she'll only get a bath like once a week, if even. Not even a full bath, just a wipe down. I have three, right, currently have 3 or 4 boxes of diapers, 2 packs of wipes. I think it's smart to start off with just like 1 box of newborn diapers and then go up to size 1. Simply because within their first 2 weeks to month of life, they're going to gain weight. And newborn diapers are no longer going to fit. So instead of going out buying boxes and boxes of newborn diapers, my suggestion is like 1 box of newborn diapers and then go up to size 1. Unless, of course, you're having a preemie, then you get the preemie diapers and then the newborn diapers. But they're usually in preemie diapers for a while. I know I've had a preemie. Right? So in my last box, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. My last box, I got some, told y'all at the hospital they're gonna give you some antibacterial like spray for down there. So I bought some. I found some. I bought some of that. Got a Perry bottle. Pacifiers, 2 different kinds. All my kids have had a preference when it came to pacifiers. So I got what they usually like. Difference. They never like the ones that like have that like black tip on them. So it's either the ones from the hospital or the ones I just showed you. And then of course, I don't know why, but I always like to have one of these on hand for the kids in general. But I always buy a new one when we get a new baby in the house. So I got one of these. Look, will I hold it? Yay, Wani! Big boy, baby. Mama. And then what else? I have to pack and play. It's down here. I haven't even set it up yet. My breast pump will be here Monday. And my postpartum maternity belt will be here Monday. And I have like 2 cans of infant milk just in case. I do plan on breastfeeding. I sterilized my bottles last week. Bottles that I had from him still, but that he isn't using. They're just in the cabinet, so they got washed and sterilized last week. And what else do I have? La 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 la. The living room, I have it set up the way I want. I have like my affirmation cards on the wall. I have some white Christmas lights strung around, and I have a aromatherapy diffuser that I'm kind of like breaking in. This right here that I got from Walmart for like $20. The whole point is to set the tone, set the mood, so it's not like the hospital, right? Hospital births are sometimes rushed, aggravating. The doctor is just there to like have you push out a baby and go on about his business, and they're trying to do that as fast as possible, right? With the least amount of resistance. And sometimes they're all in your face to like sign all these papers. They're harsh with you if you decide that you don't want to do things. So the point of the home birth is to kind of like alleviate all that and to do things your way at home in your own environment where you're comfortable. right? So dim lights, soft music, or if you want to be in there moving around, dancing, have a dance party, it's your birth. You do it how you want to do it. For me, I prefer the soft music, the dim lights, so aromatherapy diffuser, my affirmation cards on the room, on the wall, so I can read them to myself, say them out loud as I'm going through contractions, and that's that. My kids will be home. They were home my last home birth. Thank God he came in the middle of the night, so everybody was asleep. By the time they woke up the next morning, there's the baby here. Nobody woke up throughout the home birth. It was quiet. It was just very soothing. I loved it. So we're hoping for that same look. We're hoping for that same look this year. But that's it. I can't stay any longer because he obviously finna have a fit. He need mommy. You want me? And I think that's it. I don't have much else to say. I don't have much else to do. So thank y'all for sitting here talking to me. It's been real. I know it's been long. I hope I gave you guys some great tips and pointers. Please also, although I don't have one set up, have an emergency hospital bag in case something does not necessarily go as planned and you have to go to the hospital, get all your insurance information and some baby items, personal items in a hospital bag, in a bag for the hospital, just in case. I will probably be doing mine tomorrow just because I'm past due, and we want to just always stay prepared. Okay, but again, thank y'all for joining me. This is Mac, the Beauty Mom Boss. I love you guys. You know what I say: peace, love, and happiness. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.